When I was 26 years old, in the year of 2022, me and my partner walking to a park, the place we used to sit often, and we sat in our usual circle, it's closely with the river. But that day, something was very different. It's not just another usual day for me, because in my life at that time, very hardest decisions I have ever made or that I stood in front of. I still remember that day. I can't even look at the person eyes sitting near me. My body was shrinking, my shoulder completely down, and my head down, because my thoughts already preparing to end the life. But outside, I'm the one who person looking so joyful, laughed. Most of people always talking about me that is, your life is looking so beautiful. How can you do that? But no one ever knew, inside my smile, there is a pain. There is a lot of thoughts that slowly killing me inside. And that day in the park, I'm just actually sitting there. At that time, my partner Vishnu, he just held my hand softly and he looked at me and he tried to just lift up my chin, but I can't even head up. And I said one only thing, that is, I'm going to leave from this world. But he again closely with me and he tried to pull me to his face. And he said one single sentence that really strikes me at that time. There is a simple magic in simply being alive. That fact that we are feeling, breathing, experiencing, that itself is a magic. It's rare. You are not give up because life has no value. You are giving up because your thoughts louder than that magic. And I sitting there, eyes closed and crying uncontrollably. At that moment, he said, look at your thoughts. I froze. For a moment I froze. And I thought, look at my thoughts. And for that moment, I noticed something very beautifully. A thought came, something from the past painful memory, and I watched it, and it went away. Then again, another thought came, something fear about the future, and I watched it, and it also went away. It kept coming and going. And I realized that moment, I could see my thoughts. I could watch my thoughts coming and leaving. And I realized very main thing, that is, there is a thought, there is an absolute. And that moment changed completely. And I understood, I am not my thoughts. I am the one who watching my thoughts. At that moment, completely changed my life. That separation, that space between me and my thoughts. The tears flowed and it's completely streamed outside. At that moment, I felt for the first time the real freedom. The real freedom of time. I wasn't lost in the past, not in the future. In that very moment, I was there, in that present moment. When I opened my eyes, while opening my eyes, I felt like something, because for the first time experiencing this much freedom. When I opened my eyes, I could feel the senses. I could see the river. I could hear the sounds of the water that flowing. I could feel the warmth touching my skin. For the first time, I felt the real freedom. At that moment, something was very clear and very undeniable. That is, this life is gifted. And my mind can never take away this life from me. Because the life is not against me. I am the part of the miracle is called, that is life. In that single time of inner clarity completely changed my outer world. In that moment, I am sitting and just having saved my own life. And I felt very heartbreaking too. We are go to school for years. We are taught how to earn, how to compete, how to achieve. But no one ever gives us that the user manual of how to use our body and mind and how to look at ourselves. Nobody ever teaches how to sit without pain, how to look at our mind, and how to live beautifully and truly. Yet no one taught how this works. I realized and I felt there should be a place, there should be a space where people can begin their life, not by chasing the world, but really understanding who they really are. Because everything begins from there. If a person becomes very strong, the relationship becomes healthier. When the relationship becomes healthier, the families become more conscious. When the families become more conscious, the society becomes changed. When society becomes more compassionate and changing, even the systems, leadership, even economy, everything will be changed. Everything starts from inside out. The world not actually need more externally successful people. The world really needs the better human beings. Kinder within, compassionate within, and clear within. And it actually creates a bridge between at the end of my death and to just completely dedicating my life to make people realize how beautiful life is, how incredible their bodies are, how powerful their consciousness is. So I decided to create a vision rooted in creating better humans that are aware of their mind, stable in their emotions, and completely understanding their body and their whole being. So we titled that vision, How to Live. In that time, we exploring and just seeking more about the how to live concept, and we thinking about how to bring this concept into the world. At that moment, there's a sparking concept coming in front of us. The most overlooked, the most misunderstood, yet the most powerful concept that can change people's lives. The most beautiful concept that we all humans are born into, the menstrual cycle. As a woman, I've grown up here only about the periods. That was all I knew about my own body. At the age of 24, my mind was cleared. I started listening my body, and I felt my body is consistently trying to speak with me through different emotions, different energies, and different mental clarity. When I started to listen my body, and I felt I am a cyclical being. Because in this whole world, women is actually go through a different way of cyclical way. In the time of deep discussions and talkings and reflections, we decided and we understood this is the perfect place to begin how to live. And we decided, let's talk about the world's half of the population, that is women. Because every child born in this world, before they experiencing their external world, when they're going to externally interacting with the world, or otherwise the world shaping the child, before all of this, a child completely experiencing a woman's emotional world. When a woman truly understands her body and embrace herself, that women become more confident and self-aware. If she becomes confident and self-aware, naturally it transfers to the child. And the child breathed beautifully. So she shaped herself and she can create generations. So we decide just move with this beautiful concept. And we realize this is not just a small topic, it's powerful and it's beautiful and it's foundational. But the truth is, in this world, most of women doesn't even know they are a cyclical being. Among thousands of women, I have already seen majority of women mistakenly believe menstruation is the only part of their menstrual cycle. But actually our body is speaking to us. But when she is realizing her body is not just moving through the menstruation, but actually moving through different phases, and every phase has their own purpose and intelligence, she will going to see her body as a new way of looking. It's something like a superpower. So that shift will be undeniable. So again, she will start asking strategical questions. It's like, how can I align with my emotions? How can I sync with my body? How can I effortlessly live with the internal shift is happening? She's never going to see her shift as not a flow. It's actually a power, and sometimes it's completely an inner coach. So we knew this program is foundational, and we knew this is the first place how to live had to be started. So then we completely put everything into this concept. We are ready to start making this transformative experience. For 2 years, we had no money, we had no space, we didn't have any team. We completely spending all the time for this to creating this experience. If you really want to take the idea from your mind and bring it to this world, it's a lonely, difficult road. But in these all uncertainties, me and my partner strongly believed, we never questioned one thing, that is, this program will shift people's needs. And we truly believed. And then we spending everything, and in between this all confusions, so many doubts, there is a beautiful program took shape. That is the 1.5 hour transformative workshop is called Your Menstrual Cycle is Your Superpower. And we reach to places how we bring this to the world, and no one give it one little chance for us. We reached one big company. When we sharing this concept, they say this, who will go and attend this? I don't think even 15% will come and listen to this topic. I don't think. One take service, it's irrelevant. At that time, unexpectedly, a very beautiful soul, Nidhi sir, he's a spiritual teacher. He came to visit our space. And when we randomly talking something about it and something about an event, my partner went to get a coffee. At that moment, I just showed him my presentation, and he looked at it with so much curiosity, and he said, this is the first time in my life I have seen that this concept presenting this much beautiful way. This is beautiful. If this reaches to society, it will create the shift in people's lives. He promised me. At that moment, I felt something deep inside. And I said to him, sir, I don't even know where to present this. There is no one listen to me. At that moment, he said, please take this session for my students, 20 of them. And they all are working professionals, and some of them are doctors, so please take it. And I felt deeply gratitude. And at that day, at that online session, exactly 15 people showed up. And they are listened. At that session, at completing that session, some of coming to me and said, this is the missing link. Some says, now I really understand how much my body carries. Some says, I really don't even know this much happening within my body. And I felt, yes, let's go with this. From then on, thousands of people attended my online session, but I really wanted to do in live session at that time. Then again, we went out to gym spaces and we asked them for spaces, but the doors we kept knocking, everything felt like closing. On other day, we sit in the same park, confusing what to do next. At that moment, I felt like calling a friend, and that call led to a conversation with the chairman of Sacred Heart College. Then he immediately said, this is so powerful. Please take this session for our students. I will give you a stage. On January 9, 2024, we take that session for 600 people in one room, the first live session. Many of us asked about, that is, if the how to live vision is to create a change, create that impact in lives, menstrual cycle session can do that. That was the question. From 15 people to 10,000 lives. 10,000 lives standing as the witness. Not just numbers, but the real transformations. I have seen many times within the small room, within that room, hundreds of feelings that shift from inside out. I have felt it. After the session, some people stayed back and they just come to me and not even a word, they're expressing their emotions through their tears and they're touching my hand, they're hugging me very closely and they said, you changed my life. So I want to say that we are here feeling, breathing, experiencing this world life. That fact itself is a magic and just experience that magic in every single day, in every single moment, because everything that starts from inside. So we always start from inside. That's where the real life begins. Thank you.